Welcome. We're glad you're here and tuned into the Findlay Community Spotlight Series. Findlay Automotive Group is proud to spotlight Real Talk Youth Impact Program. We hope you're empowered by this short video, and we invite you to connect and get involved with this and many other organizations at findlayspotlight.com.
Real Talk is an educational program. I like to tell people it's a scared straight, if you will, with fringe benefits. And it's ages 8 to 18, and what we do is service the community kids. We service the kids who are from the court system. The ultimate goal is to try to obviously save as many kids as we can, but my focus generally is on the community kids because ideally we want to keep them out of the system. And if we get those who are from the system, we want to try and reduce the recidivism rate. And we need to start with somewhere as the kids are in our community and across the nation, but we're starting here, to try and reduce the level of thinking, the poor choices that they're making today. And kids today, they're dealing with a whole lot of different issues than we were when we were growing up.
The kids that come through our program, a lot of them are looking for their identity. A lot of them are looking for a place to be, activities. A lot of them are looking for someone to guide them.
What's important is to have an adult figure of authority as they see it, but somebody that's not so straight edge. It's very unusual to find a person that's been a felon, perhaps been in prison or in a lot of trouble, and has done the things that they think are worthy of being idolized, but that person's telling them not to do it.
I tell parents all the time, every child in this community, ages 8 to 18, needs to go through Real Talk. Whether you think your child is good, whether you think your child is stable, okay, because life happens. As we progress, things change.
What opened his eyes maybe to a different perspective were speakers, not necessarily some of the things he would see, but people actually talking directly about their situations to him and the other children.
I promise that you will hear and they will hear some of the same things you've been trying to tell them, but from different people who've been there and done that.
Seeing different consequences, and with the guest speakers I've seen the good point of view and the kind of criminal point of view, and how you can prevent getting to the bad side.
When the kids come to the program, obviously there's a check-in process, and then we seat them in the auditorium. And once that's done, my MC is one of my members, and they talk to the kids, sharing their story briefly, and then they open up for the first speaker to come in. So 3 of my members, 2 males and a female, get the opportunity every month to talk to the kids about choices, and they get 15 minutes apiece. They do not glorify what they've done. We try to be and keep it as authentic as possible without using profanity, yelling and screaming at the kids, because that's just not effective. The beauty of it all is my members have just a variety of backgrounds, from the federal system to the state system. We've had people that have attended private schools and ended up in the system, talking to our kids about choices.
I really like to invest in the idea of character development. And I like to also tie that into my own story and show that I was at one point not long ago their age and making those same mistakes.
I observed more of his empathy towards other people's situations. You know, he is a young man, he's going through his years becoming a teenager, so I am still going to get that attitude of coming of age. However, he can apply difficult situations to some of the things the speakers have talked about a lot better than when I would just tell him.
We have a parent group that is a requirement for the parents to come to. And we open the door for the parents to basically share what they're going through. That allows my members to give them some insight on some of the signs and symptoms that they need to start looking at. I've
talked to many different parents, and some of them just give up. They're like, I don't know what else to do with my children. Kids are involved in this and that, and gangs and drugs, and some of them almost at the edge of losing hope.
Because some of my ladies and gentlemen, they had a parent like that, and they now recognize, the member, when they're older, that the things that their parents were doing weren't appropriate. And so now my members, what I like to refer them as, they're doctorates of the streets. So they allow themselves to talk to the parents and say, hey, I was your child, and this is the road I took. So I'm suggesting to you to take a look at how you're parenting your child. So that's the second part of the program. And it all takes place during the same time as the other auditorium with the kids. Then we have a closing speaker, and we bring people in from the community, be it attorneys, doctors, dentists, business owners. So I want to leave on a positive note at the end of the night to let the kids know you can still attain things. We just recently had Chief Judge Navarro from the United States District Court, and she came and closed the program out to give the kids a little bit of her story and to, encourage them to stay on track and talk about, the things that they want in life. And when they graduate, it's the third time around they graduate, and they get a certificate from us, a certificate from Senator Heller's office and Senator Reed's office, and then we also give them a graduation t-shirt. And thus far, graduation, we have now 421 graduates from the program since 2013. And we have now, through the program, 745 kids to date. And then the final piece to our program is the opportunity for these kids to take advantage of something that's basically handed to them. They can sign up for anything they want in their neighborhood, and we will pay for it up to $150 a month to assist them outside of Real Talk, because we're not gonna change every child once a month. So the idea is when you go home, you have another avenue to reach out to. So whatever your passion is, and as long as they have a 2.0 with passing grades, they remain in compliance, they give us a thank you letter to Real Talk and our supporters, we will sign them up within a week and get them active, get them involved in something they like, not what I want to do. Statistically, research has proven any child you have and get them involved in an extracurricular activity, it creates, responsibilities, discipline, teamwork, social skills, and actually eventually even having better voting percentages in the younger kids as they become adults.
But I always say you can't just quit and not be involved in something. The minute you're not involved in something, something will find you to get involved in. And unfortunately, that's usually not something good.
From the surveys that we get at the end compared to the initial one, huge difference. And I share those with my members because we have quarterly meetings, so I can keep them abreast of what's happening with our program, where we're headed. It's an eye-opening experience for them, and it gives them much more gratitude for what they're doing because they see the change in the kids. Ultimately, the goal for me, the overall goal, is to go national, to take this program national, because it's not just because it's my program, it's a program that's needed across the nation. I do believe, though, if we save at least a quarter of the kids we serve, we do two things. We make a positive change in their lives, and we save the taxpayers a lot of money. First, we need community support, number one, and that can be financially and that can be physically. More so financially right now. If we can have people donate money to us regularly, that would help sustain the growth of the program. Grants are great, but you have to wait for them.
Real Talk is a family because we're working together as a family to extend our love, our support out to the community.
So to learn more information about Real Talk, you can go to our website at realtalkyip.org or contact us at 702-625-2417 or follow us on Facebook at Real Talk NV.